أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن استنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, we start by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we send our salam and salawat on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive our sins and shortcomings, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept this time and efforts that all of us are giving to learn the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as good, and bless us and have mercy on us in this world and in the akhirah, inshallah ta'ala. So alhamdulillah, just because of the timing issue, we have changed the time, and I hope that most of the brothers and sisters can be benefited from this, inshallah ta'ala. So we'll continue on this time if it is okay with most of you, inshallah ta'ala. So today we're going to talk about the second chapter of present tense. We started present tense last week, and as I mentioned before, that present tense works very similar to the past tense. Okay, some of the rules are exactly same, but there are extra things, obviously. And obviously the next chapter that are coming, the today's chapter, will be a bit more challenging than the other ones. Okay, and this is the place and this is the time when most of the participants kind of give up. Oh, it's too difficult for me, I cannot handle it. Okay, but if you think properly, if you give some time, of course you need to give a bit more time than before, because we are towards the end of the course, right? We have only few more chapters left. So if you give some more time, inshallah, it will be easy for you. And you have to remember one thing, that it's not an exam that we have to pass to get a degree. Okay, it's not like it's a 2-year course, okay, or a 4 years bachelor's course or a master's course. Okay, it's between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us time, we can keep ourselves busy with it. But yes, the one thing, if we stop now, it will never come back to you. You have to always be in touch with it. Okay, and that is one of the reasons that I every year, at least for the whole 1 year, I tried myself to get some brothers and sisters, so it's helped me also, right? So I remember the things, because if I stop teaching or sharing, okay, I will also forget, just like any of us you. So my request and my advice, that follow this one, give some extra time, because these are the difficult things. Once you understand, you have the videos and PDFs and all these things, okay, and then you go into the Quran, you try to find the examples and think. Okay, it is much better to read 20 pages or 10 pages in 1 hour, rather than you think about one ayah and then try to see that how it works. Okay, Allah will reward you that way. Yeah, definitely, because you're doing a contemplation, you're trying to find out that how Allah is talking, so inshallah there will be reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at the end of the day, he's the giver of everything, so he will decide who to give how much reward, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so let's begin, inshallah. We're just gonna go through the review. So we are doing the pronoun chart. We have done past tense, we have done jumla filia and jumla ismiya. Present tense we just started, and everything goes via the this is the past tense chart. Okay, and it's better to keep reviewing ourselves so that we don't forget and we can see the main things. Okay, so as you saw, that the past tense always works at the end. So the pronoun is found at the end, so that's why the end is square out. It's marked different. It's like anta nasarta, antuma nasartuma. Okay, just like that. Okay, the present tense, on the other hand, that we saw yesterday, it has different beginning and same kind of ending. Okay, because we have three pronouns. Okay, first person, second person, and third person. Okay, huwa, hiya, anta, anti, and ana, nahnu, right? This type of thing. So we have different beginnings. Okay, and the beginning haraka is also could be two types, either u sound or a sound. If the first word of the chart start with the u sound, then it will follow the u sound all around. Ending is still the same. Okay. For a sound, exactly the same thing. If it starts the first word, when I say first word, means like the hua version of it, the top right corner one. Okay. If it starts with a fatha, like yansuru, okay, then all the thing will have ya beginning. Ta, it will be ta. It's not gonna be yansuru and and tunsuru. No, it's not gonna work like that. Okay. But which word is a fatha starting and which word is a dhamma starting, that has no rule. Okay, that has no rule. It's just the more you come used to it, the more you reach up your vocabulary, you'll know that. Okay, but if you know one word, the Hua version, okay, then you are done. So you can use the formula and you can have all the versions, all the pronoun version of that. Okay, and the ending part on the present tense, ending part of the present tense is work similar to the dual and the plural that we did long time ago, Muslimun chart. Okay, so we can see here, like for example, Hua yansuru, Huma yansurani. Ani is at the end, like Muslimani, just like that. Okay, although that was ism, but it's very similar. Okay, same here. Hum yansuruna. Hum yansuruna. Okay, now in the present tense chart, so there you can make a notes of yourself, that okay, it could be a fatha beginning, okay, yeah, or it could be yeah with a dhamma, you beginning, either yeah beginning or you beginning. Okay, that's one note. Point number two, that we have 14 words. In the 14 words, three exactly the same, that is for huma feminine, okay, and antuma, they are same. Tansurani, Tansurani. One is an exceptional one. That is anti. It's a inner sound. Remember the Muslimina, okay? Although has no connection with that, because Muslimina means either nasab or jar in the chart, okay? But anti, because of e sound, is Tansurina. Tansurina. Okay, so you can see that. So anti, this is the third point. Okay. And also another point about present tense chart, the here version, which is a she singular, is the same as anta you version. So is both of them are same. Okay, both of them are same, and that is something that is very confusing for some people, because it is same. So how do you going to know that whether is Allah talking about the doer, is it a she, or is it a anta masculine you? Okay, and I mentioned last week that this is depends on the context. Okay, and there's no confusion in the Quran. So as long as you know, okay, and all these things you have to remember that we are doing the basics of this, right? So more practice will make you more stronger. Okay, more practice. And how do you practice? That you go through this all the time. So you finish the course and keep in touch. And the best way, if you can find someone that you can share with your spouse or with your siblings, with your children, maybe, okay, if they are in the right age, okay. So if you can share with friends and family, that is the best way. That is the best way. Remember this, and when go through the Quran, okay, pick up a page from any surah, doesn't matter which surah, and go through that and try to find this kind of things. Okay, now this present tense chart, as I mentioned, the ya beginning, ta beginning, and then we have the a or a na beginning, like nahnu nansuru, ana ansuru. Okay, this one is okay for now if you write down those points, that these are the similar words. Huma, antam, antuma, anti is a special here. It's an inner sound at the end. And here and anta is the same. Okay. And hunna, and hunna is, yansurna. Okay. Hunna is yansurna. Although here is tansuru and huma is tansurani. Okay. So there are 4 out of the 14. 4 is ya beginning. The letter is ya. Okay. And we have 8 of them. 8 of them is ta beginning. Okay, so 4 plus 8, 12. And ana is nahnu are separate. Ana is nahnu. Ana is a beginning. Nahnu is na beginning. That is simple enough. Okay. So just remember this one. This chart will be a bit more confusing. Okay. In the today's lecture, a little bit confusing in the sense it has some different version, the light and the lightest version. We're going to see that. And in 2 weeks' time, inshallah, when you're going to do passive, the same chart will follow, and that will be similar, but there's some more exception will come in the same chart. Okay, so this is very important to remember this chart. Okay, we have 14 words only. First person, ana, nahnu, a, and na beginning. It could be a or u, depending on the word, which I have no rule. I need to know the word. Okay, simple as that. 8 words is ta beginning. Okay, and 4 words is ya beginning. Okay, so remember this way, whatever way is easy for you, make some notes. Okay, some 1 2 3 point, like dot points. Okay, and then it will be easy for you, inshallah. Okay, the next thing, we know that this is just a showing, and we did this exercise I think last time, so I'm going to skip this one. Let's go to the next one. And this is also due, but still we have to mention this here, that the rules for outside doer, just like past tense, is the same. The rules of attached pronoun, which is maful, the maful, the maful bihi, maful fihi, maful mutlaq. Okay, all this thing is the same for present tense. So I'm not going to go through them. Okay, it's exactly the same. Okay, only new thing we talked about iya. This is harf because we say all the time iyyaka na'budu or iyyaka nasta'in. And what is iya does? It brings the ka at the beginning. If you missed the last class, just listen to the video. I explained this properly. Okay, because this iya is a special harf. It has no meaning. It just use. It has no special meaning. It is just used to get the pronoun, the attached pronoun at the beginning, so that the attached pronoun have something to hold on to, something it can be attached to. Okay, and why do I need to bring the attached pronoun in the front? So that it creates an ikhtisas, exclusivity, so that we can bring the word only. So iyyaka na'budu means we only worship you, we worship only you. Okay, whatever we want to say that. Okay, so this is what we explained last time. Okay, now we have three versions of present tense. Okay, three versions: normal, light, and lightest. When you talk about light and lightest, if you remember long time ago, okay, the probably a third or the fourth lesson, okay, or the fifth week, we talked about heavy and light. Okay, and you did a big exercise also on that, right? So light and heavy is works for ism. Okay, so and we say that most of the ism by default is heavy. Heavy means is an in sound, double fatha, double kasra, double dhamma. That's what we learned. Light means single kasra, single fatha, single dhamma. And why does it become light? There are four reasons that it makes it light. Okay, there are four scenario, you can say, four ways it can be light. For example, mudaf is always light, right? Partly flexible is always light, right? Something, so when we call someone with yeah, yeah, and the next word is always, if it is a mudaf, then it is light. Okay, and there's another reason it will be light, and we'll learn about it later, when we talk about jumla nafia. So that was the discussion about light and heavy in terms of ism. Okay, now we're going to talk about light and lightest. So something is light and something is lightest, okay, in terms of present tense. So yansuru is our normal version, yansuru. Okay, yansura is the light version. Yansura is the light version. Okay, why it become light and when it become light, why it is lightest and when it's going to be lightest, that is coming also in the next slides. Okay, today we're going to discuss that a little bit and some more in next class maybe. Okay, but light and lightest concept is very important, because otherwise when you see something called yan surah, you cannot match it with any of the 14 words, because none of the 14 words finish with a fatha. Okay, yansuru, okay, nansuru, ansuru. Okay, why does a come? Because this is the light version. Okay, this is the light version. The lightest of this is yansur, yansur. So the ra at the end getting a sukun. Okay, now this dhamma is the normal version, and fatha is the light version. I'm talking about dhamma at the last letter, which is the last letter, and the dhamma become fatha in the light version for the last letter, and fatha becomes a sukun on the last letter of the word, that is light. But this formula does not work for all the 14 words. 14 words that we have, all of them has light and lightest version. But out of the 14, some of them follow this formula: make the dhamma to fatha, make the fatha to sukun. Some of them follow a easier formula, and I will show you very soon, inshallah ta'ala. Yansurani, this is the dual one. Huma Yansurani. The light version is Yansura. The noon gets taken away, which is a very similar concept that we did in our Muslim chart. Muslimani become Muslima. If you remember the light chart and the heavy chart, okay, you still have it probably from week 3. So it is the same thing. So the noon at the end got disconnected. Okay, it got removed. Okay, and the lightest is also Yansura, which is easy. Meaning, light and lightest version for Yansurani is the same. Okay, and the last one is Yansurna, which is the Hunna version. Hunna, meaning Hunna, if you remember, Hunna is the feminine, all feminine pronoun, third person. Yansurna never is become, sorry, it's Yansuruna, sorry, my mistake, is Yansurna. It becomes Yansuru Okay, and it will become yansuru. Okay, so it's not yansurna, it's yansuruna. Okay, it's the whom version. It's not the feminine version. It's the whom version, the they version, the third one. Okay, so yansuru, yansura, yansuru. There's a fatha, like a dhamma missing on the first one. Okay, so that's why it's missing there. So yansuruna is yansuru and yansu, just to take the noon out. So the dual and the plural version, you take the noon out of the last noon, take the last noon out, it becomes light, and that is the same for lightest. Then how do you going to know light and lightest? It will come soon, okay? Just like if you remember that when we learned Muslim chart, we have Muslimina for Nasab and Jar, right? And that time we said, how are we going to know which one is Nasab, which one is Jar? Okay, now we know, because if there's half of Jar, it's a Jar, it's a Mudafile, it's a Jar. If it is half of Nasab, then it's a Nasab, okay? If it's a Maful, it's a Nasab, right? So we know all those things now, right? So just like that, light and lightest also you will know in the next slides or next lesson, inshallah ta'ala, okay? For light version, the fail mudare that ended with huwa, hiya, anta, ana, and nahnu will now end with fatha. So these five of them, huwa version, hiya version, anta, ana, and nahnu. Okay, it's just a singular version if you can think of that way, right? Huwa is singular third pronoun. Hiya is singular feminine, right? Anta is masculine. Okay, ana is singular version of the first pronoun, and nahnu is the plural one, not from the first version. These five follows the rule that it become light with a fatha. Okay, and all the fail mudare that ends with a noon, like whom, huma, antuma, antum, anti, will now drop the noon. Will now drop the noon to become light. The two fail mudare, that's plural feminine, hunna and antunna, they do not change. Okay. Remember I told you before, the feminine pronoun, which is when they're collective, they're together, they don't want to change. They said no. Our normal version is also, yansurna. Our light version is also yansurna. Our lightest version is also yansurna. They don't change. They're non-flexible. Okay, kind of, they don't want to change. Okay. So out of the 14 words, 5 change, 3 versions like fatha, and lightest become sukun. Okay, the rest for the rest means like another 7 of them. So huma, hum, anta, antuma, anti. Okay, just get the noon out of them. Okay, but when the noon has a shadda, that only 2 of them are like that, hunna and antunna, they remain the same. They remain the same. Okay, and the lightest is the same, so they become fatha. Okay, so we know that 5 of them has the fatha for the light version and sukun for the lightest version in the last letter. Rest, where there's a ani or una or ina, just take the noon out. It becomes light and it becomes lightest. Only the 2, unna and antunna, feminine, plural, third person, feminine, plural, second person, they do not change for light and lightest. They are normal, light and lightest are the same. They're the same. Okay? Okay. Very good. Now, so this chart here, as you can see, it's a big one. Same chart with all 3 versions of it. So that's why it has so many things. Okay. For example, if we look at that at the top, it says yansuru, huwa yansuru, and then huwa yansura, light version, and huwa yansur. Okay, and then huma yansurani, yansura, yansura. Okay, so just follow the chart. It's simple. I don't have to explain each of the word. It's whatever we just discussed, that's what we're doing. And we have color coded because the purple ones are like ya beginning. Okay, the red ones are all with like those red ones has ani and una at the end. Okay, and the last 2 is the first person. Okay, where you can see the ana and nahnu, ana and nahnu. Okay, and they change it like that. Okay, so this is the light and the lightest version of the present tense, okay, light is light. Okay, as I said, not all of them follow the same rule. 5 of them follow the same rule. Okay, huwa, hiya, anta, and then ana, nahnu. Okay, the rest that has una or ani or una at the end or ina, just take the noon out, and when noon has a shadda on it, okay, like tansurna, okay, that doesn't change at all. So hunna and antunna, that doesn't change at all. Okay, they leave it as it is. Okay, they're normal. Okay, hope this is clear for everyone. Inshallah, it's not a big thing. Just you just have to remember how many words are like that and how many are not like that. Okay, now we're going to talk about why do they change. Okay, so there are some light harf. So there's some light harf and there will be some lightest harf. So for this level, for the basic level, we're going to talk about only 4 light harf. Okay. So if you see this harf, the fail present tense, so fail mudare after this will be light version of the fail. These harfs, these 4 harfs makes the fail that comes after is light. Okay, so that's why we learned the light version. How does the light version looks like? And now we know the reason. One of the reason that if it followed or preceded by a light harf. Okay, what are these harf? An means to, lan means will not. Okay, and we're going to talk about lan soon. Likai means so that, in order to, and hatta. Now hatta was harf of jar as well, if you remember hatta. Okay, salamun here hatta matla il fajr, it's harf of jar, but hatta can be used as a light harf for present tense as well. Okay, that was for ism. Harf of jar was for ism, right? But hatta can be used before a present tense and it will make the present tense light. Okay, now an means to. This two doesn't mean that I'm going to school. It's not that too. These two mean to do something, to make a verb like an sounds like an ism. Okay, so what an example? If I say to pray on time is a sign of a good Muslim. To pray, okay. To eat vegetable is a good habit. Okay, okay. So, or maybe you can say, no, I want to go there. Okay, I want to go there. To go. Okay, it's not a. So these two is not for direction. There's one thing is direction. Okay, I'm going to the school. Okay, he's coming towards me or to me. He's coming to me. Okay, this is a direction. This is not the direction one. This is means to do something. Okay, so that's one. And lan means will not, and lan is one of the light harf. Not only a light harf, it is also a pointer, a harf to indicate something for future tense. Remember, we said there's nothing for future tense in Arabic. Okay, and there are some indication that a context can be in future. One of the indication is lan. Okay, so an means to, lan means will not, and it pushes the meaning to future negative, future negative. Okay, because lan means will not, not only will not. Okay, so it is doing two jobs at the same time. Number one, it is making the uh, fail mudare, meaning present tense, light. Oh, by the way, remember, do not get confused that past tense has no light or lightest version. If this harf has a past tense after that, it may be a correct sentence, but it's not going to make it light or lightest. Light and lightest only works for present tense. Okay, again, light and lightest only works for present tense. Okay, not for past tense that we learned before. Okay, so and means to, and lan means will not. Lan does two things. Lan makes the it's a light harf, so it makes the fail mudare light, and also it push the meaning of the word in future negative. Future negative. Okay. The next one is likai. It's a bit confusing one. Okay, but it has been used in the Quran several times. Okay, likai means so that and in order to. It's a light harf, but likai has three versions. It could be only li, it could be only kai, it could be li kai. Okay, so it could be li. Okay, now when it's only li, then it's a bit confusing. Why? Because we know la and li means for. Okay, lillahi. Okay, alhamdulillahi. That means for. It's the harf of jar. Okay, but if the li is followed by a present tense, then it is the li of the light harf. Okay, and there is another li you will see now that also works for the lightest harf. Okay, so li is confusing. And remember when you talked about harf of jar, la or li, la means for. I said there are different types of la. in Arabic, okay? For example, there's a law of emphasis, like innal insana lafi khusrin, okay? There's a la means for. Li also can be for. Now we have a different li that means so that in order to, it could use as li, it could have the whole word li kai, or it could have only kai, okay? And hatta still means until, to the point that, or so that also it means, and it is also makes the fail mudare present tense a light present tense, okay? So lika is a compound harf, so it says here at the bottom. The lam can be used on its own, so can be kai, or they can be used together. The meaning remains the same. Okay, the meaning. Okay, hatta can come before fail mudare as well, fail madi as well. In this case, it means until or to the point that since fail madi, fail mudare it does not change, fail madi doesn't change with the harf. So what is trying to say that, if any of this harf is followed by a past tense doesn't have light and everything, the harf keeps its meaning and the past tense keeps its meaning. Simple as that, okay? On the right hand side, you can see وأنزلنا إليك الذكر لتبين للناس لتبين. Okay, so tubayyana here is li is here means so that, okay? And if we see the tubayyana, okay, tubayyana is ta version, okay? Ta version, and is for anta, it was tubayyanina, okay, or tubayyanuna, okay, like the here version, okay, yansuru, tansuru, okay, here tansuru, and anta tansuru, so it was tubayyana, okay, and it becomes light, okay, so that's why it's na, not u, okay, not like dhamma is fatha, okay, like for example, if you go back to our chart here, just to make sure, see here tansuru and here tan surah. So tu bayyana, okay? So bayyana has u beginning. Remember that one has a u beginning, okay, bayyana. So it was u bayyana. The last letter has a fatha. The noon has a fatha because of the li, okay? And li here means it comes from likai, okay? Also, we have some other example. Yuridu an tu tukhrijakum min ardikum. Yuridu, okay? Yuridu means he wants, okay? An means to. He wants to. Now, yukhrija, rijakum, ja, because it's light. Not riju, not riji, it's rijakum. Because tukhrija is the light version of tukhriju. Okay, so that's, and this is so important because if you're memorizing someone, in the hafiz, people who are hafiz, they memorize, they have to know these things. Otherwise, if you say an tukhrijukum, it's very easy to say that and it sounds right, right? Antukhrijukum, but it's wrong. It should be antukhrijakum. Okay, so I just want to show you here. Give me 1 second. Let's take a yeah. So this one I'm talking about here. This one, antukhrijakum, because an is a light harf. So tukhrija, okay, or sorry, not tukhrija, yukhrija. My mistake. Yukhrija is light, okay, and you can see that. Also, from here, two things. There, tu bayena, so you bayena, or, you khorija, these are all you beginning. So remember, I said like there are words that, like nasara is the yan suru. It could be ya with a fatha or ya with a u. So we already got two words, yukhriju, and okay, or yubayinu, okay, which are ya beginning, okay. So this one here, we can see that ikhrijakum, okay, min ardikum. So he wants to expel you all from your land. Okay, he wants to expel you all from your land. Okay, yurida an tikhorijakum. So, this is actually. Uh, do you know who's Allah talking about? Who's this he? Anyone have any idea who wants to expel you all from your land?
Adam alayhi salam.
No, Adam alayhi salam is only the two people there, right? Adam and his wife. So it's not going to be Kum.
Or says about Bani Israel.
Yes, very close. Bani Israel, yes. Yes. So which prophet story is that?
Was
Musa
maybe
alayhi salam.
Yaqub,
Hmm.
Musa.
No, no, Musa alayhi salam, okay. And actually this is a dialogue from Pharaoh. So Pharaoh is telling the people, okay, to confuse them about Musa. That, Musa is saying that he's gonna expel all of you from your land. Okay, because he's trying to, because Musa said, release them, don't make them slave, let them come with me. Okay, so he's making a speech. Okay, just like current politicians, right? So he's trying to make Musa bad. Like he's saying, oh look, he wants to expel you all from your land. This is your land, you stay, you be my slave. So that's what he's telling about here. Okay, so yuridikum, yukhrijakum. Okay. Another example we can see here. Qul lan yanfa'akumul firu. Okay, so fleeing will not benefit you all. Okay, lan. Okay, will not. Okay, so qul means say. Okay, lan means will not. Okay, what is will not? Yanfa'akum al-firu. Okay, so there's a lot of things to learn from these three words. Actually, I'll show you here. Just let me bring my mouse. So first of all, lan is a lighter, and it's mean will not. Yanfa'akum. Yanfa means, okay, yanfa means to benefit something. So yanfa'u means he benefits. He benefits, or he gives you benefit. Okay, so yanfa'ukum means he benefits all of you. Okay, now the word alfiru is a rafa status, and it's an ism. How do I know it's an ism? Can anyone tell me? How do I know that al-firu is an ism?
Because
There
of
is a
al,
Al there, okay. And how do I know it's a rafa?
because it's a mubtada. I
No,
mean,
why? How do I know it's rafa? Because of the u
for
sound.
o
Usam.
sound, yes.
Yeah, simple is that, right? Okay. Now, so if I have a ism and it is rafa and it comes after the fail, it will work as a outside doer. Okay, so al-firu means to flee. Okay, like পালিয়ে যাওয়া. Okay, so al-firu means to flee something, fleeing from the from the war or something. Okay, so al-firu is the outside doer of yanfa'u. Okay, yanfa means to he benefits. Instead of he, it will be al-firu. Okay, so fleeing will not benefit you all. Okay, so tell them, Allah is telling Prophet ﷺ, they tell them fleeing will not benefit you all. Okay, so lan yanfa'akumul firu. Okay, lan means will not here. Okay, so we see that is stuff in future tense. Okay, because of lan, it's light. That's why yanfa'a, the ain has a a. Okay, it's not yanfa'u, right? So here this one has the a, yanfa'akum. Okay, and al-firu is our outside doer. Okay, okay. The next one, the little one, kai nusabbihaka kasira. Kai, okay. This is all from the Quran. Okay, kai nusabbihaka kasira. Okay, so kai means we know so that, or in order to. Okay, nusabbihaka, nusabbi, we, right? We worship, or we make tasbih. Sabbiha means to say, to glorify, to make tasbih. That's the same word, right? We glorify you, kasira. Kasira is a lot, okay? This word kasira, is it rafa nasab or jar? First of all, tell me, is it a ism or a fail? Kasira,
Ism.
Ism.
ism, because
There is al.
It's a double.
hmm,
Oh,
tanween,
Kasiran.
tanween, yeah,
Tanbin, Tanbin.
tanween. Okay, now it is nasab, obviously, right? Because it's kasiran. Why it is nasab?
Because it's an object.
Object. What is object in Arabic?
Cover.
Mhm. This is
Maful.
Maful, yes, very good. Maful, yes, that's what I wanted to hear. Very good, brother. Yes. So kasira. So kai nusabbihaka kasira. So we worship you, or we glorify you a lot. How much? A lot. Okay. And so that we glorify you. And nusabbiha, nusabbi, not nusabbihu, nusabbiha. Okay. And the nu is again an indication. This is another word. So sabbaha is the main huwa version. Sabbaha is the huwa version. Okay, that's a past tense. Yusabbihu. Okay, yusabbihu means he glorifies you. That's the yusabbihu. So yeah, with a fatha. Okay, so yusabbihu lillahi ma fi samawati wa ma fil ard wa huwa al-azizul hakim. Right? We have so many ayahs in the third juz, juz 28. The surah is called surah to tasbih. Okay, these are called this surah is called surah of tasbih, because they start with the tasbih. Okay, so yusabbihu means the present tense. Okay, so because it was yusabbihu, so nusabbihu means we glorify you. Okay, we glorify you. Okay, so and this is also the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Okay, and this is in Surah Taha. Okay, when Musa says that we will worship you, so that and here we actually two people, because Musa and Harun. So when Allah made Musa alayhi salam a prophet, if you read Surah Taha, over there Allah said that now you go and tell Pharaoh. Okay, so Musa alayhi salam said, I'm afraid. I can't do the job by myself. Okay, can you make my brother also a prophet? So he made Harun also a prophet. Okay, and then he said, Kainu sabbihaka kasira. So that we can glorify, both of us can glorify. Okay, but here he didn't use uh, dual version. Okay, because present in first person there's no dual. Ana and nahnu means more than one. Okay, so that's why there's no dual version. Okay, so you kainu sabbihaka kasira. So another example of kai here. So from this page we can see the example of an, lan, okay, li, likai, and hatta. There's an example for hatta, but hatta is very simple. Okay, the until. Okay, so these are the light harf that we learn. Now the lightest harf are six of them. Six of them. Okay, there are a bit more in advanced one, but we will do six. So 4 light and 6 lightest. Okay, the lightest one called in, lam, lamma, wal, fal, li. Okay, in, lam, lamma, wal, fal, li. In means if. Okay, lam means did not. Lam means did not. This is a confusing one because we are talking about present tense, right? But present tense, the lam makes it past tense. The harf lam makes it. It works on a present tense, but push the meaning to the past tense. It is kind of opposite of the lan. Lan makes the present tense in future in negative, will not. Lam makes the present tense below, meaning like past tense in the negative one. In lam. Lamma means not yet. Okay. And some grammarian also mention that lamma actually points to future. How does it points to future? If I say I have not yet had my lunch, so that means I'm going to do it in future. So some grammarians say that although is the meaning is in the negative, and kind of not yet means I haven't done it yet, right? But it still means that it indicates that you're going to do it in future. Okay. Anyway, you just remember lamma means not yet, have not, or has not yet. Okay. Wal means and, wa means and. You already know that. Wal means and should. Fal means then should, and li means should. Now, as I said, this li is again confusing with the likai or with the harf of jalli. Okay, but again with the context and with the word, the word that comes after li. If it is a ism, then obviously it's a harf of jar. If it is a present tense, then we have to check, is the present tense that comes after li, is it the light version or the lightest version? Okay. But then when we have another confusion. There are present tense, a lot of them has light and lightest is the same, right? Only the 4 of them has light and light is different, right? Remember the 4 has light version with a fatha, lightest with a sukun. But the rest of them, 2 of them doesn't even change, the hunna and antunna, and the rest light and lightest is the same. So in that case, what are you going to do? In that case, you have to depend on the context of the ayah, that whether it's light or lightest version. Okay, whether it's light or lightest version. Okay, but again, I said the li is, there's so many li's in the Arabic. Again, this is just a basic one. When you go, if you want to do advanced, there's some more li's in there as well. Okay, so anyway, in lam, lamma, wal, falli, these are the lightest one, and we'll see some examples. So this is the description that I said. So for example, in tansurul yansurullaha yansurkum. If tansuru, okay, tansur. So if tansur, okay, so this is the ta version, meaning you, okay, anta version, and sorry, it's antuma version, so it's tansuru. Tansurullah, if you aid Allah, meaning if you help Allah, yansurkum, He will aid you. Okay, and yansurkum. So see the yan here, this is also sukun. So the first one, Where is my mouse gone? Let's see. Okay, so here. Sorry, my mistake. So this one is a sukun, yansurkum. Okay, and this one is yansuru. It was yansuruna. Sorry, it's tansuruna. Noon is got out because we made it lightest. Okay, so in tansuru Allah, in tansurullah, yansuruk. And the word Allah here is nasab because it's maful again. It's maful. Okay. Lamma yazuku azab. Lamma yazuku azab. They have not yet tested my punishment. Okay. They have not yet. Yazuku means to test. Okay. Yazuku. Okay. It was yazukuna. Yazukuna. It was another because of the plural they version, whom version, right? Because of lamma, it became lightest. And the lightest for whom and light for whom is the same. So that's yazuku. Okay. So they have not tested the azab of me or azab, my azab. Okay. Next one. Fal yastajibuli wa wal yu'minu bi. Okay, and this is a famous ayah, okay, of Surah Al-Baqarah, okay? And every Ramadan, all the masjid, when the Ramadan start, they read this ayah because this is the place where Allah talks about the Shahru Ramadan, allazi unzila fihi al-Quran. And the next ayah, Allah says, fal yastajibu li wal yu'minu bi. Okay, so they should respond to me and they should believe in me. Okay, so here we can see fal and wal, both example. Fal means so that they should. Okay, fal yastajibu. Okay, there's yastajibuna. It was yastajibuna, but because of the lightest, it's yastajibu. Okay, fal yastajibu li, and li here, this li. And actually, I remember last time, I think I asked someone in the question last year, that what is this li here? It's for me. Okay, respond to me here. It means for me, actually. Okay, and wastajibu, wal minu be. Okay, and they should believe in me. So this is harf of jar. This one is also harf of jar li. This is harf of jar b. Li is li plus ana. Okay, and b plus ana. Okay, so they should respond to me and believe in me. Yu'minu bi. Yu'minu bi. Okay. And also you can see two things here. The two fail is a yastajib and yu'minu. So one start with ya with a fatha and one yu'minu in it start with the dhamma. Okay. So yu'minu, yu'minani, yu'minuna. Okay, just like that. Okay. Ya tu'minu, huma tu'minani. Okay, just like that. And yastajib, yastajibu. Okay, yastajibani, yastajibuna, just like that. Okay. So, so if you have a lot of examples here, a lot of words, and if you have time, if you can give time, take this word from the example and try to make different, write it down or in different pronoun, following the chart, light and the lightest version, and that's how you practice. Again, it will be very easy for you, inshallah ta'ala. Okay. The next one, I think this is where I want to stop today because we only have a few minutes left. So what we did today, just to summarize, we did two sets of harf, light and the lightest. Before that, we talked about how the light and lightest look for the 14 words from the present tense chart. Okay, 14 words from the present. How does it look? Because we saw that 4 of them has different version. Okay, and the rest of them, so 5 of them has different version, and the rest is you take the noon out, and 2 of them does not even change. Okay, and then we saw some examples of this light and lightest harf. Okay, I think the next chapter is a bit different than this one, so I want to stop it here. I don't want to start that one. So your job will be, inshallah ta'ala, to go through the present tense normal chart, present tense light chart, and present tense lightest chart, and then also find that the harf, the 4 harfs. Okay, this wal, fal, and li is sometimes they come in a pair. Okay, so if you see the fal, you see a wal. Okay, sometimes it comes by itself. Okay, but they're only 1 or 2 letters, so it's very easy to miss them. So that's why you need time to look at them. When you read an ayah, you stop and carefully look at them, what is doing. Okay, where is the fal, where is the wal, where is the li by itself. Okay, So inshallah, if you do not have any questions, okay, I would like to pause the recording here. And next time, inshallah, we meet again on Friday. Looks like, alhamdulillah, some brothers and sisters could attend today. So we'll keep it going, inshallah, because it's easy for all of you. And may Allah make it easy for all of us, inshallah ta'ala. And then we're going to do our next chapter, inshallah, okay, which is commanding and forwarding. I'll talk about it next time, inshallah. So I'm